Gratifying to know that we are offering our members and our neighbors the opportunity for good health through their food. We are what we eat, and to have this here is a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful dream.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Acosta at IndianCountryTV.com, and I'm here with Lori Watso. She's the manager, I believe, of the health section of the store at Mazopiya here at the Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux community. Can you share with us about the whole concept and idea of the store?
Well, Mazopiya opened in the fall of 2010, and it was an outgrowth of our garden activity, partly, and again, another effort by the tribe to provide a clean food source for tribal members.
And it's natural, organic, and local, basically. And can you describe what that's about?
Well, what we say in our mission here at Mazopiya is that we strive to provide customers with foods and products that are organic, that are natural, and that are derived from local vendors, local resources.
And what's the difference between what's natural versus organic?
Primarily, it's in the labeling. If something is labeled organic, then that means that it's been grown to standards that have been set by the government. On a farm or in a garden that's been certified organic. Natural foods can be grown or are grown organically very often, but they haven't gone through that process to be certified as organic. So they're just as good as the organic product, they just don't have that label on them.
And you were talking about earlier that you guys are very fortunate because you have an organically certified farm that's local.
Yes, the tribe has Mdewakanton Mazopiya, which is a certified organic garden. It's in its second year of operation, and it is, if we took a direct route, it's less than 2 miles from the store. So that situation, having a local source so close by, sets us apart, I think, from lots of other natural food stores.
You had talked about that you guys do free cooking classes for the community based on the seasons.
Yes. One of the ways that we work to introduce our tribal members and our neighbors to our store and to what may be new types of products to them, new food sources to them, is that we offer classes, informational classes about health issues, but also some of our favorite things to do are cooking classes. And we do try and focus on using foods in our classes that are seasonal. It makes sense for human beings to eat seasonally, and so we help people accomplish that.
And you guys offer a section on bulk for different products, and you were talking about that you guys have created a guide to explain that to people.
Well, I actually didn't create the guide, but I'm using a guide that was supplied to us by one of our distributors in the bulk area. The bulk section of our store is one of my favorite sections because it's where people can save money, where they can value shop. And that can be a barrier for people coming into an organic food store because the fact of the matter is the food very often is more expensive.
Why is that?
Well, it's much more labor intensive to grow organic food. There's a lot more hand weeding that goes on. You're sometimes dealing with pests by hand. I've gone through the garden knocking off potato beetles rather than using a synthetic chemical, to manage them. So it's much more labor intensive.
And you had talked about that the majority of your products are more local. And can you describe what you consider as local?
Sure. We strive very much to work with vendors who are local, to support local farmers and local business people. And for us, that we look at a region, and it kind of fluctuates with the season, depending on the things that we need and is in demand by our customers. But basically, we're here in Minnesota, so our region we look at is Minnesota, Wisconsin, even over to Michigan, down into Iowa, Nebraska, North and South Dakota, for sure.
And you have a section of native products. Could you tell us about the products that are there?
Yes, we're very happy to support native food businesses and tribes that are producing foods. So we have lots of products from the Red Lake Nation Foods, from Boys Fort,
What kind of products do they produce?
Red Lake does a lot of things. They have jellies and jams. They have pancake mixes, soup mixes, wild rice, of course. Can't think of anything else for them. We carry Boys Fort or Net Lake wild rice, and a lot of products from the White Earth area. Native Harvest is the name of the company, and they do a lot of soup mixes.
Winona LaDuke's group.
Winona LaDuke's project, yes. And then we have products from Lakota Foods. They do popcorns, and we have the very popular Tonka bars.
Oh, okay. I've heard about those. Have you tasted those?
I don't eat meat, so I don't eat them.
Oh, okay. They're
But
meat.
But I hear they're delicious.
Are they buffalo or what kind of meat?
Yeah, I believe that they're buffalo and cranberry. I look at a package, and it's wonderful ingredients, I'm sure.
And you had talked about that in the store you have a lot of products that are gluten-free and that you guys did a study with the community.
Yes, when we were in the planning phases of Mazopiya, I held 2 focus groups where we invited community members to come in and talk about their vision for the store and what they would like to see happen here, what kinds of things they would like, kinds of products they'd like to have in the store. One, just to make sure that there was an interest, and there was a great interest in the store. And then we wanted to help meet the needs of the people. And one of the things that several people talked about in both meetings was the need for gluten-free products. It seems more and more, not just Indian people, but the general population also, more and more people are dealing with gluten intolerances and needing a gluten-free diet.
I was seeing you have signs around the store kind of explaining what organic means and other stuff.
Yes, many people, the organic store, the co-op, natural food stores is still a new experience for many people. And so as a way to help people feel comfortable coming in, to gain a little bit more understanding and awareness of what we're about, we do have different signage around the store. For example, there's a large sign in our produce section describing to people what is organic. You know, so that basically they understand, because that can be kind of intimidating. If some people think it's a whole different thing, and really organic doesn't have anything to do with the content of the food that you're holding. It's the way that it's grown and processed.
And you guys have staff available that help educate the public when they come in to shop?
Yes, we do. We have a produce department, a grocery department, a wellness department, a deli, and then our front end staff. And yes, everybody is ready and willing to answer questions, because we realize that for lots of folks this is a new experience, and certainly with us new because we're a brand new facility.
Can you just give us a little bit of your specialty here?
Well, I work in the wellness department where we have the vitamin and mineral supplements, and we have all the personal care products, and we take care of the bulk area also. One of the things that we strive for in our wellness department is to provide products that are very clean. Just like in our produce area, we want produce that's clean. We want to provide people the opportunity to have personal care products that are clean. So for example, I don't carry anything that has sodium lauryl sulfate in it or propylene glycol in it, because those have been shown to be harmful to people.
So we've been checking out a couple of your other buildings and this one, and you guys have some that are already LEED certified, and you guys are working on the process here as well, correct?
Yes, that's right. The building was designed to be able to incorporate all of those things that they consider in LEED certification. So that's in the process. What that means is that both exterior and interior, the hardwares that are used to make our cabinets, our flooring, all of those things, special consideration taken into that, we're being environmentally friendly and using sustainable means.
So not only having natural organic food, but the building itself everything is based on a green environment.
That's right. One of the other things that will add to our LEED certification is that we have a geothermal heating and cooling system in the building.
And what is that in regards to? Is it like water?
It's a system that's underground, and that's about all I can tell you. Yeah, the water moves in and around it.
Laura, you want to tell us about the programs, if you have any going on in the community with food giving?
Well, one of the most satisfying things I think that happens here at Mazopiya is our food donation program. You know, in any food business like this, grocery business, no matter how careful you are in your ordering and in your use of product, you're always going to have some kind of waste. And it was really disturbing to us, the amount of food and produce that we were having to throw out. And so one of our community members who works here, I hope I can say her name, Cindy Stady-Liskey, developed a program. She tied into our tribal family services program, where Native people living in our county, Scott County, can go to get gasoline vouchers if they are having trouble, can't afford to get to work or to school. That's a way for them to get gasoline. Well, she tied into that program so that people who qualify for it also qualify for food here at Mazopiya. So as those foods are going out of date, or we're getting close to a point of having to move produce, it's divided up into carts, and our family services people have a rotating list of families in the county who can come to Mazopiya and get food. And one of the nicest things about it is that most of those donations contain a lot of produce, and that's something that most food shelves and organizations like that don't have because they can't keep it on the shelf. So it's really a nice program. It's probably one of the smoothest running things in the store, and I'm really grateful for it.
And a lot of times, the biggest complaint for people who to transfer to organic and natural foods is the cost, but they don't understand that the value is worth it in regards to.
That's right. One of the barriers that you find all over the place for organic foods is the cost. And as we said earlier, the fact of the matter is that the food does cost more. It costs more to produce. And so, that's passed on to the consumer. But what I try and help people understand or gain an awareness of is that if you're able to incorporate these things into your life, into your diet, that it's an investment. It's an investment in your future and the future of your family.
And it's cheaper than a doctor bill.
And it's much cheaper than a doctor bill. And actually, if people were if they were willing to keep their food receipts for a year, and 1 year they shopped organically, and another they're shopping elsewhere, or they're going to a lot of fast food places or convenience stores, I've been told that over a year's time you will find that it evens out and that you're actually saving money because, as you say, you may not have as many ailments, not have to visit the doctor as much, not miss as much work, and so forth.
And diabetes prevention is one of the big keys, correct?
That is huge. That is huge. I've done lots of research in the area, and it is not uncommon for me to find in more than one source that if people can eat a natural diet, if people can eat a well-balanced diet, that the rates of type 2 diabetes in Indian country would plummet.
With all the initiatives you guys are doing, focusing on being green and providing the healthy food for community, what's it mean to you as a Shakopee Mdewakanton to be doing this?
Well, it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity that I'm really humbled and honored to be a part of. For me, it's just very, very gratifying to know that we are offering our members and our neighbors the opportunity for good health through their food. We are what we eat, and to have this here is a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful dream. Another thing that I've seen happen here is a bringing together of community members. I remember very shortly after the store opened, one evening I was shopping and saying hello to people and hearing people say hello and talking. And I realized after about 15 minutes that there were about 6 of us in the store shopping. And we were all community members. We were all tribal members. And it was nice to hear people talking about the food that was here with some interest and excitement, talking about how happy they were to have this kind of food and product available for their families, for their children in particular. So that was really a wonderful experience for me and just the kind of thing that I had hoped would happen here.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
I got one question.
Yes.